All right, Maximus Analysis here for December 7th, 2015. We had a pretty much a significant pull down today, but they did recover pretty well. Again, it was sideways, sideways. So we have to, again, uh, not get distracted too much about this one little pop up and understand that they did gap it down. Now, this isn't a 24-hour chart, so let me see if I could get that for you guys right now. So a 24-hour chart will look like this. So we, again, we'll make sure that we're looking at where they retrace to. So they're still moving up, actually, to about that 28 area, and they move sideways. And let's see if this is going to be, I actually had it as about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leg up, and then it can continue down. But again, they need to, they're going to have to stay below this level. And again, I know the action is pretty hairy, to say the least. And again, I've been tired of talking about the 2080 area for this entire damn year. But with that being said, this is an area that needs to be discussed. So we see, even if we have the 60-minute, that we still have this basically buy area that held last time, broke, and now they're making a higher low to basically use this level as support. We'll see coming into next week into tomorrow, and we'll go over a lot of the different names right now. So that's the ES. You have that price action again. They look like they're recovering right now. You have the NQ that again is the stronger out of them all, but again, if they continue and break above these highs, all that short signal is over for. You have to keep an open mind regarding this because of how volatile it's been. You have, basically it did not close, and all these pulled into about 50% of Friday's range. So keep that in mind. Again, the only one that really fell through was actually crude. And you can see that that broke the support level of 40 and now is looking to test to continue to 37 to 33 area unless some buying comes in. Again, looking at things on the other side, you would say, okay, I want to make sure if I look at anything from a long side, they need to recapture a 42 area, which be probably around this area, and with some significant volume like this, and give a lower high to potentially trade into. But right here, right now, the trend is down, and we just got to treat it accordingly. Tesla. We have to see how this one plays out. Again, if they gap up and take out these highs, that could be a buy signal. I had to get out of my short today because of how much they moved up. IWM as well was something I was looking at, and it was in, and I took off because I was kind of concerned about how the price action was going. I'm not going to lie and say I knew it was going to continue down. I didn't know what was going on because of how bipolar things were looking. So again, from the names that were actually the high beta names, you have Apple still looking strong. So I don't want people to look at this as they're still holding major levels. And if you look at the 60-minute, you can see that they're holding. Let me get back to the regular time frame. You can see that they're holding this Friday's move very, very well. So again, they're holding this level, and if they break above this basis 120 area, that could see now if they that could be some bullish potential. But if they break below, let's say this low 116.25 to 115.50, then you would see more continuing selling. So just to give both scenarios so that you're prepared either way. Price line looked very weak. It still looks very weak on the daily time frame. And if they give a break of a low, I have it as overbought. It could continue down lower to potentially at 1200 level if they break this low tomorrow, because you can see the volume tapering off after this retracement up. So you have Google. Again, this is nothing to be shorting. Tesla, we went over that. LinkedIn, kind of weird how, again, I want to see how much they're going to come down because they're testing these previous highs, and we want to see if they're going to bounce off that level. So if we put up a fib, you're going to see that it's not really that deep of a retracement. It's only 25% of the previous trending up. So I would not be just complete. Maybe if they pop up one more, you'd have continuing lower highs, but Not here right now just because of how the price action is. Amazon continues to be higher. There's nothing to look at that. Baidu faded a lot today, actually. I thought it was going to continue higher, and it was one of those that started really strong and then continued for the rest of the day to go lower. Facebook, I would not short because of how sideways it is. It needs to break a previous low. It hasn't done that. So we would see it at least break this 103 area to see some type of short potential for that. Twitter is just sideways and down. Fit actually had a tremendous day, and I don't know if this is the end of this humongous run up, but the first seller's signal, which would be a break of a low, you have to really watch this one closely because of how much strength they had Friday. Then Netflix, again, that was another one that was like, wow, you know, I thought it would be a nice continuation pattern. And you can see pretty much from the open, they just gapped it up and continued down. So a lot of people, again, might save themselves with like an opening range breakout or something like that. But this one, I mean, it completely failed. So we'll kind of see and watch that one. And then you got the bipolar type of movements on names that were significantly strong for Friday. So you have, look at this, Goldman Sachs. I mean, it's still below this 50% and it's probably still in overbought territory. But these are hard. So want to see if it's going to break this low. I'm actually going to put an alert in under that. See if it's going to break that low and continue, or you say I want a better setup than that, but it's just very annoying. And you're going to see your ExxonMobils and your Chevrons. Again, these are giving, so just be careful. If you're already in, fine. From this level, fine. If you're not, don't chase, because again, you chase, most likely you could get shaken out with just a wiggle versus having something tight, a tight stop, tight entry, and kind of going from there. So again, they have United Healthcare, the Dow names. I think the only ones that were really green were Walmart and Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble actually was up. So the worst one out of them was Goldman Sachs, which is one of the best ones Friday. So again, this is the environment we're in, so you don't go heavy either way. And let's try to keep as nimble as possible and see if they show their hand. But again, you have to have on the higher time frames, you still have to have some type of bias to the bull side, but you could again see that they're in the middle of the chop again. So are they going to continue higher or not? A break of 2105 will let us know where they're going to go. So take care. Again, I know it's a frustrating market, but if you're frustrated, trim size versus adding size. Take care.